Let me first of all say, I'm not really a poet, but some of these, as my friends began passing on, some of the lines came to me and I could not resist. So I got a few on a number of writers of my generation who have been passing on now. So just selected a few to, because of this association, the idea of across Africa, Caribbean, America, and Latin America. Okay, that's a spread, okay? So please, we start, I'll introduce my wife, Njeeri Ngũgĩ. Now, I'll be reading from the quote from English, but the first one is purely in English on my Angelo.
Let me also say that this is not my thing, speaking in public, but for some reason over the years, I've been known to be pulled by Ngũgĩ to do a thing or two. My thing is usually one-on-one, very private, but in the past years, because of resistance, human rights issues, child abuse, sexual abuse, I've joined the public in speaking out in resistance issues. So when Ngũgĩ selected last night, when our keynote speaker said, you got to read the poems, you got to start with the poems and all that, and we went to select the poems that he wanted to. I remember when we were at dinner, I kept doing this. I'm not joining you, because he had suggested that I'm not joining you. But when we selected the poems, I said, I'm joining you. Yes. So we're going to start with a small one on Maya Angelou. It will be translated in Gikuyu, is not as of now. Maya and I danced in Ghana together, and that's one of the reasons I said I'm joining you. This is for Maya Angelou by Ngugi Thiong'o, very small. She swam in the depth of rhythm of black history, drunk from the streams of black resistance, graced fury with eloquence, infused poetry with the power and glory of resistance. The song of a caged bird became the music of a bird in flight to freedom. This phenomenal woman celebrated life.
Kofi Awuna from Ghana was killed or murdered in Kenya. So he is very much part of the contemporary issues of violence going on in the world. He was a great poet from Ghana. Yeah. Pan-Africanist, he's everything that this organization really embodies, yeah. Shugo da yainga ida da yainga ida Shugo ikumako shiakuga na kuriera ruo rwa ciana na atumia na athuri gũceherwo thĩ. Ndũnyũ ya West ĩgatuĩka mbĩrĩra ya mũingĩ. Ndĩrageria gwĩciria cia Kofi mũriũ wa Ghana, ngoro ĩkaheha kĩeha gĩtangĩhereka, ĩkahehanara kĩheo kĩhehu gũkĩra kĩa mbarabu. Thakame yaku ĩgĩũka thĩ ĩno Ghana yaitire gĩkeno, thakame yaku ĩkiuma thĩ ĩno Kenya yaitire kĩeha. Nĩngũririkana rĩrĩa rĩmwe twacemanirie Makerere kĩgomano-inĩ kĩa andĩki a Africa Kampala, tũkĩaria cia Ghana na Kenya na wĩyathi wa Mũafrika. Jomo Kenyatta na Kwame Nkrumah matũire Rũraya matagĩra wĩyathi wa Nyakairo na rũrũmwe rwa Afrika, mategũthutũkania mũithĩramu, mũkristo, mũndini ũyũ kana ũyũ. Jomo na Kwame matũire mahunjagia wĩtĩkio ũmwe tu wa rũrũmwe rwa Afrika na Nyakairo handũ ya Roma. Thakame yaku ĩgĩũka thĩ ĩno Ghana yaitire gĩkeno. Thakame yaku ĩkiuma thĩ ĩno Kenya yaitire kĩeha. Awuona mũrutwo wa Nkrumah ũrĩa wanĩrĩire wĩyathi nĩ rĩu ti rũciũ. Awuona mũriũ wa Ghana ĩrĩa yanĩrĩire wĩyathi wa Afrika nĩ wa Kenya. Awuona mũriũ wa Afrika ya Nkrumah na NASA na Kenyatta. Afrika ya Zik na Ben Bella na Mandela na Kimathi. O nawe wanorora thĩ ng'ima ũhunjagia cia rũrũmwe rwa andũ airũ ũtegũthutũkania ũkristo, ũithĩramu, ũndini ũyũ kana ũyũ, o ta Jomo na Kwame na Ziki. Wĩtĩkio waku warĩ ũmwe tu wa rũrũmwe rwa Afrika na Nyakairo handũ ya Roma. Na githĩ rũu rwĩmbo ti ruo watũire ũinaga marebeta-inĩ. Marebeta maku moimire nyĩmbo-inĩ cia mũingĩ, marebeta maku magatuĩka mĩgambo ya mũingĩ, marebeta maku moigaga mũingĩ ũingĩhie hinya. Thakame yaku ĩgĩũka thĩ ĩno Ghana yaitire gĩkeno. Thakame yaku ĩkiuma thĩ ĩno Kenya yaitire kĩeha. Nĩma nĩtũngĩendire gũkumagaria na gĩtĩo na ihũni na ngemi na nyĩmbo cia njamba ĩkĩinũka mũciĩ. Nĩtũngĩendire gũita kanini thĩ kwĩra Jomo na Kwame na arĩa aitũ mathire tene wĩ njĩra-inĩ, no nĩtwatunyirwo wee tũteharĩirie gũkumagaria na nyĩmbo. Kofi wĩra nĩwarutĩire thĩ. Kofi nĩwerutĩire Afrika hurũka na athuri arĩa angĩ. Nĩma nĩwatunyirwo ihihia na thakame gũcera mĩkiha-inĩ, na ithuĩ tũgĩtunywo mĩtheko yaku na rũrĩmĩ rwaku rũkĩrĩmĩra ngoro citũ, no nĩ mwĩrĩ waku macokirie tĩri-inĩ. Ngoro yaku ĩrĩ hamwe na ithuĩ tũkĩina rwĩmbo rwa Afrika. Thakame yaku ũgĩũka thĩ Ghana yaitire gĩkeno. Thakame yaku ĩkiuma thĩ ĩno Kenya yaitire kĩeha. Reke thakame yaku ĩtuĩke igongona ya kweheria rũmena, njũtũkano na mũnyarirano. Reke thakame yaku ĩtuĩke igongona rĩa kũrehera thayũ Afrika na thĩ ĩno ĩtuĩke ya mũingĩ. Thayũ, koma na wega na thayũ. Thĩ ĩno nĩ yaku. Tene na tene mũgũrũka wa maitũ.
I'll read the translation.
No, that was beautiful.
I'll read the translation in English. Some people don't have a copy. Where do I get the words to carry the pain of children, women, and men mowed down in their bloom? Westgate Market turned into a mass grave. When I think of Kofi, son of Ghana, my heart wells with sorrow. It shivers with cold, icier than ice. The blood of our first arrival in Ghana was pure joy. The blood of our final going in Kenya was messy horror. I remember that time when we met at Makerere, a gathering of writers of Africa in 1962, Kampala. We talked of Ghana and Kenya and African freedom. Jomo Kenyatta and Kwame Nkrumah spent years abroad, dreaming and fighting for black freedom and one Africa, without discriminating Muslim, Christians, or traditions, this and that. Jomo and Kwame preached one faith only, a united Africa and black people the world over. Awuna, who learned under the feet of Nkrumah, who said freedom was now, not tomorrow. Awuna, son of Ghana, that announced that Africa's freedom had to come. Awuna, son of Africa, of Nkrumah, Kenyatta, and Nassau, the Africa of Zik, Ben Bella, Mandela, and Kimathi. The blood of your first arrival in Ghana was pure and joy. The blood of your final going in Kenya was mercy and horror. You too have roamed the earth telling the story of one black people, regardless of Muslim, Christian, or tradition, this and that. Like Jomo and Kwame and Zik, you are driven by one faith, the union of Africa and black people the world over was that one, not the refrain in all of your poetry. Your poems came from songs of people. Your poems came from voices of people. Your poems were from people empowered. The blood of your first arrival in Ghana was pure and joy. The blood of your final going in Kenya was messy and horror. We would have liked to send you off with glamour and dignity, whistling ululations and diggers, benefiting a hero of, at the journey end. We would have loved to pour libation on earth, to tell Jomo and Kwame and others that you are on the way, but they snatched you from us. Kofi, we were not ready with songs of farewell. We knew you had miles to go before the journey ended. The blood of your first arrival in Ghana was pure and joy. The blood of your final goings in Kenya was messy and horror. Kofi, you worked for Africa. Kofi, you gave your life to Africa. Rest among the ancestors in peace. It's true, terror's bullets snatched you, your breath, that they stopped your blood flowing in the veins, that they robbed us from your laughter, that fired up and souls, that they cut off your tongue, that filled our souls with wisdom, but they just took your body back to the soil. Your spirits dwell among us as we sing the song of one Africa. The blood of your first arrival in Ghana was pure and joy. The blood of your final going in Kenya was messy and horror. May your blood become the sacrifice that washes away hatred, divisions, and suffering. May your blood become the sacrifice that brings peace to Africa and earth. Peace, sleep in peace, and well-being, this earth, forever yours, my brother.
The next one is on Jessica Huntley. She really another phenomenal woman, Caribbean woman, based in London, from Guinea, from Waterloo's country. But she was involved in the struggles of, people's struggles in London. And I knew her, and the last time we met, I was speaking in London, and I think she was very ill. She left her bed to come and hug I did not know that it was going to be our last embrace. Jessica Huntley, kuinuka muciĩ. Anina wĩra wake gũkũ thĩ. Jessica nĩ arainũkire muciĩ. Kĩhingo-inĩ arakora Padmo na Sheila James mamwetereire. Mũrango-inĩ arageithio nĩ Walter Rodney na John LaRose. Morris Bishop na Kwame Nkrumah marareho kũmwamũkĩra. Nyanjirũ na Mekatilili na Rosa Parks na Tubman. No Ngemi mwarĩ witũ nĩ wakinya gĩtĩ gĩkĩ gĩaku. Nĩ waingĩra ndudu-inĩ ya ngoroci ya thamaki ngĩra mĩoyo ya Nyakairũ thĩ yothe na yarĩa othe manyarĩragĩrwo gũkinyĩra ma na kĩhoto.
Jessica Huntley Goes Home, written by Ngugi wa Thiong'o. After she completed her work on Earth, Jessica went home. At the gate, George Padmore and C.R. James welcomed her. At the door, Walter Rodney and John LaRose greeted her. On entering, Maurice Bishop and Kwame Nkrumah hugged her. Nyajiro, Mekatilili, Rosa Parks, and Tubman ululated for a daughter come home to rest. This is your seat. You have joined the Sacred Council of Spirits. You may protect the lives of Black people the world over, and all others are tortured for seeking truth and justice.
Yeah, and then Baraka, Amiri Baraka, well, you know him. I met him several times in various places all over the world. Baraka, to understand this point, Baraka means, it means blessings or luck, that both the blessings and good fortune. So igai rea Amiri Baraka. Baraka ni kĩrathimo kĩa mũndũ akĩrũĩra ma, kĩa mũndũ agĩcĩra njĩra ya ma, kĩa mũndũ aikinyĩra njĩra gatagatĩ, njĩra ya ituĩka rĩa mũingĩ. Baraka nĩ gĩcicio Amiri aratũtigĩire twĩrorage nakĩo njĩra-inĩ ya ituĩka. Amiri Baraka nĩ gĩcicio kĩa ma ya ituĩka rĩa mũingĩ.
Amiri Baraka, inheritance. Baraka is the blessings of one fighting for truth, one looking for the way of truth, of one trending firmly in the way, oh yes, the way of revolution. Baraka is the mirror Amiri left us, that we may see us in the ways of revolution. Amiri Baraka is real mirror of people revolution.
And the last one is on a writer I never actually met in life, but I knew him in books, and he's in books. He's a very close friend of our entire family, our kids, my wife and I, and that's Gabriel Garcia Marquez. Rĩrĩa ndĩraiguire Gabriel Garcia Marquez nĩetwo, ndĩraiguire tarĩ mũrata njũĩ kuma gũciarwo wetwo. Tũtirĩ twacemania nake Kenya, Colombia, kũ na kũ. Ningĩ andĩkaga na Gĩthibanya na niĩ na Gĩkũyũ, no mũgambo wake mabuku-inĩ make nĩ wanginyĩire ũkarũga mĩhaka ya bũrũri rũgongo gĩkonde na rũthiomi ngaũigua ũkĩng'anĩra cia Afrika, Amerika na thĩ ng'ima ngaigua ũkĩaria cia mũingĩ kũrega kũnyariirwo ngaũigua ũkĩaria cia muoyo wa andũ kũrega gũkuo ndĩraririkana rĩtwa rĩake nĩ Gabrieli na Gabrieli arĩ mũraika Marquez onake nĩ mũraika wa mĩng'eng'ano mũgambo wake ũgũtũũra na ithuĩ mĩaka ngiri na ngiri tũgariũranagia ũrĩa aratwĩra mbuku-inĩ yake mĩaka igana ya kĩeha atĩ tũgarũre kĩeha gĩtuĩke itaha rĩa muoyo gwĩtwo gwake nĩ mwĩtano wa muoyo.
Gabriel Garcia Marquez was my first lover in books. I remember getting excited about reading him, and then I have to remember I'm married to a writer to balance that. And now my children have taken him on. A poem by Ngugi wa Thiong'o. On hearing that Gabriel Garcia Marquez has gone home, I felt as if bereft of a friend I have known since birth. Yet we never met in Kenya, Colombia, or anywhere. Besides, he wrote in Spanish and I in Gikuyu. But his voice in books reached me long ago, crossing boundaries of regions, race, color, and language. I heard it tell of Africa, the Americas, the whole world. I heard it tell of people overcoming death with life. Then I remembered his name was Gabriel, and Gabriel was an angel. Marquez is also an angel of life affirmation. His voice lives in us thousands of years as we contemplate what he tells us in the hundreds of years of solitude, that we turn the sadness of death into the wittiness of life, turn his going into a celebration, a life he affirmed.